we had a talk earlier today, but what I wanted to talk to you about, and I'll keep this within my 3 minutes, my talk would be described, even an ass wouldn't do it, the Depo-Provera and the genocide against black women.
Yes, sir.
I do not have the amount of time I thought I might have, but if you pick up a Bible and you've ever looked at Numbers 22 through 24, you come across the story of Balaam. Balaam is a crooked, money-driven prophet for hire. We call them nigger preachers, where I come from.
Hello.
And he was offered some money by a politician named Balak, close to something we have now, who was king of the Moabites. And he was very much, this is Balak, did not like the fact that the number of people who had recently been freed had huge numbers.
Yeah.
This is analogous, or should I say, it's very similar to the situation that we have been confronting since the Emancipation Proclamation. This country felt, even prior to the formation and the ratification of the Constitution, that there were too many black people in this country. Did you hear me?
Yes,
Can you say too many?
too many.
Which means our Constitution was not ratified until everyone agreed at the congressional meeting for the Constitution that there would be no more blacks imported to this country after 1808.
Yes.
So we didn't even have a Constitution until it was agreed that there wouldn't be too many niggas in this country. But an ass would know that that's wrong. Because if you look at the story of Balaam, he was riding a donkey, and in the old book they used to call it ass. This ass understood that these people that Balak did not like were blessed.
Yes, sir.
See, Balaam was sent to curse them, but God wouldn't let him.
Come on with it.
And the ass had the sense not to be a part of it.
Right.
Say, I'm not an ass.
I'm not bad.
We should not participate in the destruction of our African women. We must be against corporations, sellout black politicians, crooked pimp preachers, and brothers that don't know how to treat the queens of creation, the African woman. On this Juneteenth, we must be resolute to say that we are against eugenics. We're against people like Kermit Gosnell destroying the insides of our sisters and killing live babies. There are not too many of us. There are too few. Say too few. The people that feel that there are too many of us are the same people that have enslaved us.
Yes, sir.
Planned Parenthood, all of these things to mess up our women on the inside. And brothers, if you don't want them to take poison, if you can't use a rhythm method or 2 or 3 condoms, double up if you have to, get a vasectomy, because what I'm here to tell you is Depo-Provera. I'll repeat it. Depo-Provera is a deadly carcinogenic drug that is designed to sterilize, destroy our women, and if you get our women, there is no race. You can't be a pimp daddy if nobody can drop a baby for you. You can't be a baby daddy if all of our women are destroyed. I'm almost done. I want to just say to you that the richest people in this country fund this drug.
Yes, sir.
Bill and Melinda Gates have raised $5 billion to put the most deadly drug known to man inside 200 million of our women. Once you understand that Depo-Provera causes breast cancer, cervical cancer, blood clots, balding, osteoporosis, diabetes, and it strips the womb, the sacred African woman's womb, making her susceptible to all venereal diseases, in particular HIV and AIDS. They have pushed this drug illegally since 1966 on our sisters. We black men need to get over on the luxury of having sex for free. It cannot come at the cost of the survival of our women, therefore our species. We must not be asses anymore with the Pfizer Corporation or the National Association for the Abortion of Colored People, better known as the NAACP, who has on its national board the sister that got the legislation passed where Depo-Provera will be covered by public insurance, which is why when you go to a doctor and you're a black woman, they push it on you like it's candy on Halloween. I am here to say to you, at the end of Juneteenth, in 1865 and in 1866, people began to plan to get rid of the African population in the country. They failed to replace us with the Chinese. Years later, once we got the voting rights bill through in 65, they opened the borders of this country to flood us with other people. This president that you love wants immigration reform. It's the death knell for our people. They're jailing our men, homosexualizing them. If you don't have a choice, if you're 13, you get hard every 2 minutes, you put someone in jail for 20 years. Don't tell me that they're gonna play dominoes the whole time. You sterilize the girls, you destroy the girls, and then there are no more of us. I will say this and I'm done. The state of Israel, for about 7 years, used this Depo-Provera. 60% of the Depo-Provera in Israel was used on 1% of the women, all of them black. It cut their population growth rate by over 50%. What you need to know, presently the African American birth replacement rate is 1%. If we continue like this, we won't be here. We must understand the sanctity of life, the sacredness of our precious black women, the importance of family, and to understand that all the civil rights and sellout Negro presidents and fake organizations in the world mean nothing if we do not exist. Depo-Provera kills. Depo-Provera is being used 85% put on our women. We must stop it. I'd love to talk to you about it. If you've gotten this paper here, my email and my phone number on it, you have to understand that they will send Depo-Provera to Gary, but there will be no school lunch. The more of our babies we kill, the more schools they close. We've got to decide to exist, or else our ancestors struggled in vain, that we would come to this point as a people and self-destruct through injectable contraceptives. I'm finished.
Thank you.